All right, everybody. Scott Pierce here at Listings to Leads, and good morning, everybody. Gail, good to see you. And I'm going to butcher your name. A Assissus? I know I'm butchering that. I apologize. Lou, Julie, RuPaul, awesome. Good to see everybody. Yeah, hey, if you're already signed up, good to go. Not a problem. Even if you're not a client, you're not signed up and what have you, no worries. You're going to learn a lot today. I just mentioned I give you the link because I want you to sign in. And if you can do it with me, that'd be phenomenal. Why not? I don't do sales calls. I do working calls. They're appropriate for any realtor, whether you're a client of ours or not, because you're going to learn something no matter what. But obviously, if you are a client, you're going to take advantage of it and get at it. So with that, we're going to be going over expireds. Today is the day I do 3 expired calls. I think it's every 2 weeks that happens. Just kind of a luck of the schedule because we do 4 live Zooms, 2 on Monday, 2 on Wednesday for 4. And then like every other Wednesday, I do an 11 o'clock expired. And then I do FISBO next week. So with that, get yourselves over to listings2leads.com. Go ahead and log into your account. Real quickly before we get into expireds, I do want to share a couple of things because it all relates. All right. All of this relates. When you log in, you're going to see probably a pop-up, and it's going to talk about the new content pack that we dropped, the existing home sales report that dropped yesterday. You want to get this to your database as quickly as possible. You want to be the first ones that they hear this from. And yes, this is being recorded and it will be on our blog, which I'll show you a little bit later. But when you log into Listings to Leads, scroll down and right here, database email blast. And yeah, are we getting a bit of a lag with the live stream? Are we getting a lag? If you're on the Zoom this morning, was the Zoom better or is the StreamYard better? Jan, good to see you. So yeah, a couple of people, go ahead and drop in that we're good to go, that you're good with the audio, good with the video. Let me know real quickly if you can. I know, trust me, being on a call where the video is bad or the audio is bad is never any fun. William, I think I sent you an email a little bit ago regarding your order. So make sure to respond back to that email a little bit later when you can, dude. Would love to get that going for you this morning. And good. All right. Most people are good to go. All right. We're going to continue. So these are 2 emails. I'm going to walk through the one for the seller. There's also one for the buyer that works very similarly. And when I mouse over this, notice send to your buyer leads and send to your seller leads. So when I click on either one of them, it's going to take me to the editor, and these are phenomenal. People get listings from these, they get buyers from them. And so what we did is the existing home sales report from NAR came out yesterday. And anytime these types of reports or interest rate changes or like new construction data comes out, we try to create an email. Usually try to get some social media assets out the door as well, but in this case so far we got the email. And so we say, hey, you know what, the National Association of Realtors just released their existing home sales report today, and while headlines often focus on national averages, here are 3 takeaways. Buyers are coming back into the market. Buyers are coming back into the market. Affordability is up, and home prices are holding steady. In fact, we have seen 32 consecutive months of year-over-year price increases. All right. So this is all good stuff for people thinking about selling in 2026. And then we go, what does it mean for you? So we want to relate it to the homeowner who might be thinking about selling. And we let them know, hey, listen, more buyers are entering the market and they got more buying power than ever. And if you want to get the strongest offers, the highest sales price for your home, you need my 100 plus point home marketing plan that will show you how we're going to market your home to maximize its value. And then we got a link to it right there. So this is completely editable. I can edit it whatever I want. If I want to go to AI and say, hey, give it to me for, Folsom, California, and you want to add a little line in there, phenomenal. Go ahead and do that. There's a preview tab. And what this is linking to, if you click it in the preview, you're going to see it's going to go to my 100 plus point home marketing plan. Interactive. They can click the links. They can scan the QR codes. They can see a single property website. All right. If they were to scan the QR code, the property website's going to come up. So get these emails out the door. You can send it through listings to leads. If you're going to send it through listings to leads, click back on the edit email. I recommend sending a test email. Make sure you're good to go. And select a list. So this is for seller leads. And just hit send and or schedule and get that out the door. If you want to send it through your CRM, just go ahead and there's a copy code. So if you want to copy the code, you know how to do that. It's easy. Click copy code, go to your CRM, go to where you're going to send out an email. And in the editor, there's a little icon. In fact, I'll show it to you here in a second. You'll just click that, drop in the code, click it again, and you'll be good to go. You can also just do this. Just copy the email. And the reason why I'm talking about this right now is expireds are a subset of seller leads. So as we are going after expireds, these types of emails that we do, pay attention because, we drop these kind of emails every 1 to 2 weeks, and you want to be good to send them when we drop them. Again, your expired leads that we're going to be talking about, they're just a subset of seller leads. And this is absolutely amazing follow-up. And I'm just going to put XXX for the subject line. I would just copy and paste it from listings to leads for the subject line. What I wanted to show you is how easy it is just to copy and paste that email. That link will work when I click preview. So you can do this in Follow-Up Boss. You can do it in Lofty. You can do this in Bold Trail. Look at that. Everybody see how easy that is? Everybody feel like they're good to go on that after this call is over with? I want you all to be the first people that your database hears about this from. Don't let some other agent send something to where now you're in second place, you're in third place, you're in fourth place. All right. We don't want to be second, third, and fourth. We want to be first with pertinent information and the solution for these people. All right. Makes sense? Are we good? There's one for the buyers right above it, and there's one for the seller. So get those out the door. Put a yes into the comment, into the chat, if you are comfortable with doing that after this call is over with. So again, send it through listings to leads, send it through your own CRM, edit it if you want to, you don't need to, but get it out the door. Again, people have gotten straight up listings from this. So all these expireds that you're going to be getting into your database, all of these seller leads that are in your database, we want to make sure that we are putting good information, and not just good information, right? We want to show them, not just tell them, right? I could sit here and tell you stuff all day long, but if I show you things, well, that becomes a lot more powerful. That becomes a lot more engaging. And that's where those links come in. And the one for the buyers, just real quickly, that one will go to your price reduced landing page. All right. Let's get over to expireds. The expired. All right, I'm going to boom. Let's see what I got here. I got this. So, all right. So expireds. We've got the presentations. This morning, I went over luxury expireds, where we create a presentation specifically for the homeowner. It's going to feature their home, their name, their address right on the cover, and every image throughout the presentation will be of their home. There's a custom URL that they're going to be able to see with their home address in it, that they can click and see the single property website for their home. There are QR codes, there are text codes, absolutely interactive. And you can do these for a listing presentation. You do them for expireds, you do them for FSBOs. You can do it for canceled, but canceled are kind of the same thing as expired. And then you've got you can tweak it for probate as well. So very, very powerful. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to listings, and we're going to create a general presentation booklet for expireds. And then we'll do one for a custom one. So I did this one a little bit earlier. Let me delete it. So we're going to create these two presentations so you can see how they work and how easy they are. Then I'm going to go through how to find expireds, how to call them with a voicemail script, texting them. We got text sequence scripts for you, the email that you're going to want to use, and then direct mail and or door knocking. We got everything set up for you. It's amazing. Custom for probate or divorce would be valuable. Yeah, hey, check this out. Your probate home in Northern California. If I click on this, check this out. I'll just show it to you here. So what I did is, and Glenda, maybe get in the mastermind group later and I'll reiterate this. So check this out. The complete marketing plan to get your home sold. And then it says here in the blue, the 100-point home marketing plan to get your Northern California home and probate sold. Boom, right there. And they can still have the home of the homeowner right there. No problem. So, but let's do this. Let's go. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 2 listings. And you see that right here it says expired, a beautiful home in Placer in El Dorado County. I'm going to click because I'm going to show you them first, and then we're going to create them. So I added this to my account, and we're going to do it next. And I get a flip book. And so this one right here is for just expireds in my area in general. Right now, I can't create unique, specific booklets, presentations for every single expired. All right, that would just be nuts. Now you can. I have people that do it, but for most people, it's a little bit much. Check this out. I mean, all of this is completely interactive. And what we do is we're going to use a home that would be appropriate for homes in our area. All right. And then we got the downloadable PDF. Oh, yep, there we go. Then I got the downloadable PDF. I got a JPEG. I've got a landing page. Sometimes people love to send that landing page out. All right. So that's the general one. I call that standard or general. Then we've got the specific. Notice it's expired like the other one, but now it's got a home address. It's got 834 Mazarine Lane in Loomis, California. And I click on the address. I'm going to click on the flip book and notice, right? It's got Frank Costanza, prepared for Frank Costanza at 834 Mazarine Lane, Loomis, California. And then it's got his home all the way throughout it. That is his home on every single image. That link, check out that link, 834mazarine.worldsbestlisting.com. That right there, that alone will help you win more listings from expireds, from FSBOs, in a standard listing presentation, right? They can scan the QR code. They can send a text code. They can see how their home is going to look and all. Look at this, amazing. And so we're going to create both of those right now. Billy, where are you from? I keep seeing your name. I know you've joined me on a number of my calls, but where are you from? So first thing we're going to do, add listing. Click it, select manual. From the drop down, if this was a listing presentation, I'd just go listing presentation, but we're not. We're going to go expired. I mentioned we can do FSBO draft, canceled, and because this is a general one, all right, so we're going to do the custom one next. The 100 plus point home marketing plan to get your home sold when other agents could not. That's going to be the now. If this was custom, I wouldn't do anything in the headline. Just leave it blank. The reason for that is this headline would knock out the homeowner's name and address on the cover. Because it's a general one, that's totally fine. Street, a beautiful home. That's it. City, you're going to put your sales area. Northern California. That's it. A beautiful home, Northern California. I'm going to, all that can stay blank. Save and add photos. And I'm going to add a photo on the next page. And then we're going to be pretty much done. Now, for the photo for a general presentation booklet, like this one right here that John Summers has used to sign expired listings, easy. What I like to do is either grab an old sold listing of mine that looks great, maybe run it through chat if I need to, run it through Chat GPT, change a few things so it's a unique photo, so I'm not using a old client specific home. Because what we want to do here is we want to show all the expired homeowners that get this a home that is representative of homes in the area. Does that make sense for everybody? So could you use a stock photo? You could. All right, so I'm just going to use this photo right here. Yeah, RuPaul, ask away. Yes, I will do Q&A a little bit towards the end. I always ask for questions, but you're more than welcome to ask questions right now. There's the photo, and we're done. Save and add seller. So there's no seller because, again, this is general. And then just save and start marketing. So we're going to just skip past that part right there. So that's going to take a minute to create. So while that's going on, let's go add a custom one. So you see how fast that was? Now we're gonna add a custom presentation for an expired, where it's going to feature their home, their name, their address on the cover, their home throughout, and we're going to create the flip book. We're going to create the PDFs. It's the same way. Add listing manual. Just listed. Go to expired. Now, what is their name? Billy. Jeung. Your name flew off the screen, Billy, so I apologize if I spelled your last name wrong. At gmail.com. And the phone number. And Billy's address is 8376 Maple. I got to get new city names or street names. I'm always using the same street name. It gets a little boring for me, but I don't want to sit here and spend time coming up with TBD for price. You don't have to put anything. Now we're going to use an image of Billy's house in this, and I'm going to go right into our school classroom real quickly here, because how are you going to get that image? Well, Zillow may have an image, Google Street View, right? You may have to go take a photo. But right here in our school classroom, which you all have access to, and if you don't, I'll put the link in a minute. How to make a Google Street View photo look amazing. Takes all of 1 minute max. And I took this Google Street View photo and I created this with ChatGPT. And the overly complicated technical prompt was, can you make this look sharp without the cars so that I can use it in my marketing in a landscape format? I mean, it took, especially nowadays, it takes like a few seconds. So beautiful. Now I'm not using the image on the MLS. I'm not using the image in Zillow. I just am using the image to engage the homeowner. I'm going to do photos regular, whether you do professional or what have you. So getting images should not be the problem. All right. So I'm just going to use an image I created earlier. So again, we want to use an image of their home here. So again, Google Street View, go take a photo. You might find one on Zillow. A lot of places to get the photos. See that right there? Boom. There's my photo. Save and add seller. Now, Billy's info is already there, so I don't need to re-add it, and save and start marketing. So you can see in just a few minutes, you can add. Now, the one for 837 Maple Drive, that's specific to that homeowner, which is awesome. But again, we don't necessarily want to have to do that every single time. It gets a little, it can get a little much after a while. And that's why I like to have this one that I call general or standard, where it says a beautiful home, Northern California, status expired. Because now when I click on it, notice I've got the flip book, and I can use this for everybody in the area. The complete marketing plan to get your expired home sold, the 100 plus point home marketing plan to get your home sold when other agents could not. People scan through that. Your intro, I'll show you what that is in a few minutes. Look at that. It's got that home all the way throughout. It looks awesome. Little pro tip on the image that I would use. Again, I mentioned you might have an older sold listing. I've also taken, 1 to 2 photos of actual listings. This might sound bad, but it's not. I'll take 1 to 2 photos of actual listings, drop them into chat, and I'll give a, in fact, let me see if I can find it. I always mean to bring that up, and sometimes I just forget. And I'll just tell chat, these are reference photos. Please take them and create a unique photo from these two. And then I'll give it a little bit of direction. What, maybe different home color, or use the home color of the first one, the roof line of the second one, or I'll just take one photo. And let me see if I can find. Nope. I had one. Give me 1 second. I would like to show you a chat conversation where I was doing this. And maybe I'm not going to, what? I thought I had one expired. Oh, let's try this one. Let's see what I got. Give me 1 second. I'm on my other monitor. I just want to, oh, wow. Chat GPT seems to be a little bit weird. Let's see if no. Oh, wow. Sorry. I apologize. I should have had this up ahead of time. Oh, yeah. Okay. Here we go. Let me. Oh, yeah. Perfect. Exactly. This is what I want to show you. I apologize for the little bit of a delay, but this will be worthwhile. So check this out. This is a listing photo in the area. All right. Kind of odd front yard, but whatever. So check it out. That's a photo. And I say, this home is currently listed for sale. I want to use this image as only a reference photo. I would like to add a lawn, change the door color of the home, window frames, color, style of the bricks. The final home should be appropriate, right, for the area. So list the area name. And then this is important too, I think. So I want it to be aspirational. I don't want it to be a $4 million luxury home that kind of nobody can relate to, but I don't want it to be something that looks a little janky. I want it to be aspirational. So for example, if the price point in your area, let's say 500 is average, 1 million is luxury, go for the 750. Go for the 750 price point. And that way, everybody that sees it will go, wow, that's a nice home. Please add trees as appropriate for this area and the background as well. Not too many, just make it a little bit more lush. And that was the final product. Completely unique image. Looks fabulous, right? If you really stare at it, you might be able to tell it's AI, but that's not even the point. This is marketing. I don't want a cartoon looking thing. I don't like that stuff anymore. I'm getting kind of tired of all that. So I want it to be ultra photorealistic. Does that make sense? So let me know, everybody, are you good on the images? I mean, it can seem a little complicated, but hopefully it's not. And you can do that one of your old sold listings. And so that's about the image. And again, right? All of this, and I'm going to show you how to customize that link. A beautiful 40, right? Doesn't make a lot of sense. It works, but I'm going to show you how to customize that domain. When you do it for the unique property where you got the street address, you normally don't need to even bother with it. But I always double check it. And then right here under domains, right there in edit under domains, here's that domain, a beautiful 40. I'm just gonna one and done. So I might go like your Des Plaines home. And then I got all these domains to select from. I might click save. And it's going to regenerate the booklet. So when I go back to the flip book, it's going to take another minute because it's going to read. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, no, it is. But that URL now will update in the flip book and on the PDF. All right, let's go back to that custom one that we did for Billy Jung. Back on listings. And there we go. 837 Maple Drive, Folsom, California. Got the landing page up here. I got the flip book. And what? Why is that regenerated? That should not have regenerated. Let me look at the landing page. All right. We'll come back to the flip book a little bit later. But here is here's what the cover is going to look like. Right? That's Billy's home. Right? That could have been Google Street View, from Zillow, from a picture I took. Prepared for Billy Jung at 837 Maple Drive, Folsom, California. And every image in the flip book, every image in the PDF are going to be of his home. And we are going to get more listings. We're going to get more expireds, more FSBOs, more canceleds. We're going to get more listings, period. All right, so let's do this. We are in the school. I'm going to drop the link. If you're not a member of this yet, you need to get in here. There are two things I tell everyone to do. One, get to the point where you've memorized this right here. If you can learn this like the back of your hand, you are going to be so much more powerful. You're going to be so much more better. And then get into the mastermind group every day and let me know what you've done. All right. Every day, let me know what you've done. Now, I'm sorry, dude. Every call, I just pick a name at random. And then I just kind of use that as I go through. Otherwise, I'm using the same street address. I'm using the same John Jones, whatever name, which I actually knew John Jones, funny enough. But regardless, I apologize. I don't mean to pick on you. I'm thinking about, I'm probably going to, because I've been thinking about it for a while, of offering a more done for you / coaching service. And I'll post something in the mastermind group maybe a little bit later today, because I've been thinking about it for a while, where all of this stuff right here that we help you set up, do 4 calls for, in the first 30 days, get these to you, and really make it more of a little bit of a done for you setup, get started, launch coaching, and all of that. Because I'm telling you, the quicker and stronger you get started with this, the faster you're going to get listings. And the more consistent you stay with it, the more consistent your listing inventory is going to be, the bigger your pipeline is going to be. It's a beautiful thing. And so in our classroom here, start here. And that's what we're going to walk through. Live and recorded calls. So you are on one of the live calls, but we've also got some recordings right here. And then there's 3 videos. They're 10 minutes, 12 minutes, and 5 minutes. Super short, each one. This is JJ. She got 4 listings in 6 weeks. Brand new agent. She's 20 years old. Been in the business for like a year when she got started with this. And she does mostly texting and phone calls to people. It's awesome. And she gives you her script. She walks through the whole thing. She lays it out in this video. Secondly was John Summers. We have a 12-minute video. In fact, it's funny. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 12 minutes and 34 seconds. And he does mostly phone calls and drop-bys. He put $2 million into contract in January. He got 3 listings where two of them he went under contract in 5 days, and the third one took 2 days longer. It took 7 days to get into contract. So he's using listings to leads to engage expireds, engage seller leads, and then market the property to get more listings, right? To get more deals. And then in the third video, which is 5 minutes and 50 seconds long, Scott Murray, he put $2.7 million into his pipeline in 3 days of door knocking. Now, 3 days of door knocking was a total, I believe, of 12 homes. It wasn't like he door knocked for hours and hours and hours. He door knocked like 3 to 4 homes a day. That was it for 3 days, in the first 3 days. And he put 2.7 million into his pipeline. Talked to 2 sellers, one who's going to list within the next 30 days, one who wanted to list in the early spring, and then got 2 buyers, which is really kind of funny. I hear more than not. And you hear the they're going to buy with me and sell with me. So, not a double ended, but, essentially 2 transactions from one listing. So watch all those 3 videos. Again, just like I said, you should go through here and memorize and know it like the back of your hand. Those 3 videos, they all give you the scripts. They all give you what they do. They all lay it out on the line for you. So, that is so money right there, and you need to take advantage of it. These are the presentation booklets. So, William, this is exactly what you've ordered that we're going to get out the door for you here shortly. Now, you can print these at your home. And I've got links to binders and more information in here on how to do that. And you should, because, for example, for the presentation booklet for Mr. Jung, you're not going to order that from me. You're going to print this up at your home because you only need 1 copy. So for the luxury people, for the ones where I'm creating a specific booklet for them, featuring their home, right, their name, all the way throughout here. I see that domain, 837 Maple Drive. Gorgeous. Look at that. Amazing. Just like in a listing presentation, but this one's geared for expireds. So you're going to want to know and be able to print these and bind them at your home, at your office. But for the standard ones, right, the general standard ones that we also created, like this one, these are great to order from us with the goal of getting out 20 to 30 a month. And that's what we're going to start walking through right now. So luxury, it's top 5%, standard, everybody else. All right, so we've already walked through that. You can add an intro so that you have your intro ahead of all of these presentation booklets, whether they're listing, presentation, expired, canceled, or FSBO, or probate. So just right here, we give you a prompt. You can see an example of mine right there. And if you click here, it'll take you inside of your Listings to Leads account. And right there, introduction, that's where you're going to put in your introduction. Very straightforward, very easy. And then as we get to it, so we're going to be a little bit brief on this because everything is laid out right here. It's literally laid out. You don't need to change anything. It's just laid out for you right here. As we go through this, because I did the luxury walkthrough this morning, I'm going to walk through the standard one right now. The recording from this morning will be up a little bit later today or tomorrow for those of you that want to access it. They're under recorded calls. There's actually a previous call from about a week or 2 ago that I did. Pretty much the same idea. So we're going to walk through going after the standard expireds in our area. So notice, first up, add 5 to 10 expireds to your CRM every day. If you do not have a data source, you're going to want to make sure that you get one. We have an affiliate link with My Plus Leads. The reason I have an affiliate link is because everyone that signs up with this can then go back to My Plus Lead support and ask them for a to add 60 days of back data to your account. And I dropped it says that right in there. And it says it right here. After signing up, ask their support. I am a client of Listings to Leads. Can I get 6 months of back data added to my account during the free trial? And they'll do it for you. The reason why, there are essentially 3 groups of expireds that you want to go after. The ones that are 30 days and older are who I would start with. So if I was starting this today, I would go, what's the date today? The 11th or the 12th? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Well, I'm still going to look. The 11th. So I would get into My Plus Leads and I would use the filter and I would say, I would go search for February 11th through February 5th. And I would get all those expired. And I would see the list of expireds. And I would start there because those people, they're not being inundated by every agent in the area that, like what happens when you first go expired. So all the people that expired this morning, they probably got 10 to 30 phone calls this morning already in the first like 2 to 3 hours from everybody trying to list their home. And they're all doing it usually in a very ineffective way. So, it is what it is. The second group are the ones that expired 6 months ago. So then I would start going after those as well because it's a different mind frame. And then I would also definitely look at the ones that expired today, but my approach might just be, I might skip the phone call. I might skip the text message. And I might just, if it's a great looking listing, I might just drop something in the mail or door knock. But again, recognize the ones that just expired a lot of the times, they are not in the mood. All right. They're just not in the mood. And they may take a little bit longer to relist, but then some of them might not. Some of them, they need to get the home sold. So, but if you only focus on the new ones, you're missing a massive opportunity for all of those that are 30 days and 6 months and older. And again, working backwards. Make sense? So here's some expireds out of this is a screenshot from My Plus Leads. I blacked out all the details that aren't really appropriate to show on a public call. And here you can see Eldorado Hills, right? It was listed at 899,000. I got names, emails, and phone numbers. The second one here in Elk Grove, California, listed at 545. And again, I've name, email, and phone number. And the third one, Cameron Park, California, listed at $1,024,000, name, email, and phone number. Now, just a couple of comments here. Elk Grove, California is too far away, and 545 is too low of a price for me potentially driving an hour to 2 hours each way. I'm not doing it. If you want to do it, good for you. The 899 one, that's in my wheelhouse. It's a great price point. It should sell. And so that would be something that I would go after, right, as a standard expired lead. And then the third one here in Cameron Park is still a great area, not too far, maybe, depending on where in Cameron Park, 20 to 25 minutes max, listed at $1,024,000. That might be a luxury one where I create the presentation specifically for their home, right? Featuring their home on the cover, their name, their address on the cover. So standard, 86th, luxury. When I click on the address, it's going to take me to a more of like a detail page for that property. And there's a couple of things here I want you to pay attention to. One, it mentions, now it's hard to read, but I'm just going to tell you, it says here, canceled after 88 days on market. That is important because that's going to be used a little bit later when we call, email to them down the road. Notice also there's a link to Zillow. We're going to be using that later, so pay attention to that one. And then there's the map. So if I need to use the Google Street View, I can access it there. So yeah, no, you don't need to bring in leads into listings to leads, because uh, you'd want to take it to your CRM, right? But you don't even want to do that yet. So in the process here, I'm just identifying and I'm getting ready to reach out to these people. So, I'm going through my list, and then I see the one I want to go after. I click into here, take a quick look at it, and I go, okay, great, good to go. So that's part of the adding. And then look at this: call script, text script, email, door knocking, mailing. So we want to do all of it. We want to do pretty much all of it that we can. So for the call script, so before I even add them to my CRM, I'm going to call them up, because something may have bad have happened. I don't know, but I just, maybe they relisted and it doesn't show it anywhere. All right, that's another thing. I always double check that they are still expired before I even call them up. So when I'm looking at them in My Plus Leads or RedX, there's a link to Zillow where I'll check that out, or I may just check my MLS real quick. I don't want to be calling people that were relisted or something weird, right? I want to make sure that they are still off market. So here's the call script. So I'm gonna call them up. All right. So I'm gonna call them up, and this is what I'm gonna say. So I'm gonna say, hey, Billy, Scott here, XYZ Realty in Folsom. I saw that your home was listed for sale for 88 days and didn't sell, and I just wanted to reach out directly. I have a 100 plus point expired home marketing plan that helps relaunch expired listings that didn't sell the first time, and I want to send you a copy. Could I send it to you via email, text, or in the mail? Some version of that. The three things that are most important in that, as you're talking to them initially: that you're local, you're a real person, you're not some salesperson, whatever. 2, that you mentioned that their home was listed or on market or for sale for 88 days, 97 days, or whatever it was. That's why I mentioned it and I called it out in My Plus Leads. And then 3rd, that you have a 100 plus point expired home marketing plan. If you can get those 3 things out, the likelihood that they want to continue the conversation is way greater, much greater. So you're going to put that in your own words, but those 3 items are what I want to make sure that you are conveying. Do not think that's not important. That's one of the things that when you watch the JJ video, you're going to see she talks about as a great way to get their attention, right? Yeah, so your home was on the market for 3 months and 14 days. All right. They're going to say one of 4 things. Great. And then here's your response. They're going to hesitate. And this is your response. The beautiful thing about all of this is I'm not trying to list you. I'm not even trying to set up a meeting with you. The only thing I want to do is get this in your hands via text, via email, via mail, or I can drop it off. I don't care at this point. I don't care. I just want to get this to you which way is most convenient for you. Because when they see this, either the one specifically for their home or the general one, I am going to get more listings. I'm still going to follow up. I'm still going to do all those things that we do as real estate agents when we want to get business. But this right here is the hammer. This is like Thor's hammer for real estate. So again, you don't need to feel scared or, oh my God, this is going to be nuts, because we're not trying to get a listing appointment. That'll happen as a result of following the process. All right. They might say they're talking to other agents. Here's the response, right? I totally get it. If you have someone in mind, that's awesome. But this is a plan that I share with homeowners, and I would love to send it just so you can have it as a resource in case there might be something that was missed that you want to incorporate with your new agent, right? And this has happened to a few agents I know this exact same situation happened where they got the listing appointment, which is phenomenal. They were already talking to other agents and they got the listing appointment. And then the fourth one, they may just say they're not relisting or they're taking a break. And here we would just say, right, hey, I totally get it. Understand it completely. If you don't want to sell in the next 6 to 9 months, absolutely understandable. And I respect that. But I'm going to go ahead, if you don't mind, and just send it to you just so you have it. So down the road or whenever you feel it might be appropriate, you will have it. It's got all my information on the back and on the inside of it. Would email, text, or mail be better for you? Again, we're not trying to, at this point, get the listing appointment. We're not trying to get them to sign anything, to get them agree to meet with us, to sit through a presentation. All of that will come naturally. If you end up leaving a voicemail, this is the voicemail you want to leave. It's very, very similar, shorter, and it's tweaked the order a little bit because a lot of the times they're going to be trying to delete that before they ever listen to it or read it as a text transcription. A lot of the times the new phones will transcribe the voicemail into text. So they're going to be looking at it. Their thumb is in motion. And I want to make sure I get out, hi, Frank, quick message about my 100 plus point expired home marketing plan. That's going to get their attention. They're going to go, what? Damn, 100 plus point expired home marketing plan? What's this? And then I continue in my voicemail. This is Scott Pierce with XYZ Realty in Folsom. I saw that your home was on the market for 88 days and didn't sell. I'm going to be sending you an email with this plan. Would love to get your feedback when you have a chance. Super easy, super short, super powerful. That's the voicemail. So you got a version for, if you get them on the phone, you got a version for the voicemail. And you don't have to be scared. I know some people, oh my gosh, it kills me. It's not scary. You're all right. Now, I'm going to show you, and I should have, it's under the recorded calls. I'll go back to that a little bit later, how Rosanna Sampson got a $2.5 million luxury home in her pipeline where she door knocked, had this with her. In fact, she had the standard one to a $2.5 million property. They answered the door. She introduced herself. She mentioned the 100-point home marketing plan to get your expired home sold. And I just wanted to give you a copy so that you have it and that you can take a look at it, and would love to get your feedback when you have a chance. Ended up getting invited in. Ended up like for an hour, did the tour, did the whole thing, learned everything else about her. And the lady said, yeah, you know what? We're going to list, but it's going to be in like about 30 days or so. But you know what? I love it. We want to list with you. So, stay in touch. And then when we're ready, we'll move forward with you. Amazing. All right. Door knocking is so powerful. And under that section, live and recorded calls, there's actually some quotes from Rosanna about the power of being face to face with people versus just everything over the phone or text. Now, again, I love the all the above approach because I can sit here, I can call, I can text, I can email, super easy. And then for the one similar to Scott Murray, similar to Rosanna Sampson, I can be a little bit judicious about the ones where, I'm going to go door knock these 3 or 4 expireds in this area today. And then maybe tomorrow I'm going to go over here to another area and door knock 3 or 4 more. Right. This is not a circle prospecting thing where I'm door knocking 200 homes. I'm just door knocking because you very likely are still going to spend the same amount of time, but it's going to be in conversations, not walking around knocking. All right. There's a text sequence. All you got to do is copy and paste this into your CRM. So RuPaul, what CRM are you using? So let me know what CRM you're using, because all you have to do is take this and drop it in there. There's 4 text messages. They're meant to go out every couple of days, assuming the person hasn't responded. So if they were to respond after the second one, then we don't send out the third and fourth. So Dub. Okay, I don't know too much about Dub, but all right. I'm sure it can be done in there. So here's text number 1. Here's text number 2, 3, and 4. Now, text number 1, notice it has a short URL to the flipbook. You can use Bitly. I don't know. All my other ones don't do this weird jump page, but this one does. I should swap it out because it's kind of annoying. Um, it's the only link I've ever used where it does that. It's so weird. All right, but text number 2 just has the normal URL for my single property website. Text number 3, back to the marketing plan, right? The 100 plus point home marketing plan. And again, that could be their specific one or it could be the general one. And then text number 4 is offering to mail or door knock it, or not, but drop it off. So 4 text messages. I've had people get responses back after the second one, after the third one, after the first one. People have gotten responses because it includes the link. And so to get that short URL, go to open up the flipbook. I'm just going to highlight that. And I'm going to go to Bitly. You could use tiny URL. You could use other services. And right here on the page, enter your destination URL. That's just a fancy way of saying put the flipbook link right there. And then create your Bitly link. And there you go, copied. And now when I include that in my text message, it's going to open up right there. You see how that one didn't do that jump page? I don't know why. I don't know why that one flipbook always has that little jump page from Bitly, but none of the other ones do. So I don't really get it. All right. So again, right, that's going to be in I'm going to swap out the one that's in there for the text message with this one for mine. And then I'm going to send myself the text first and obviously make sure that everything is copacetic. And if I need to get into the mastermind group and ask Scott, like, what the heck, I can do that. Text number 2. All right. So if they don't respond after a couple of days, here's the text for number 2. And that's just to the property website. And that's literally right above the flipbook. So here's the flipbook. Here's the downloadable PDF and JPEG. And here's the property website. And so that's the link for email, text number 2. Oh, gosh, darn it. Hold on a second. I expired. And we're at text. All right. And again, text number 3, same link as text number 1. And then text number 4. So drop those into whatever. Sometimes some of you will have your CRM that will do this. Some of you will use a dedicated texting platform, and some of you will use your phone. So whatever it is that you're going to do, get these dialed in, right? Get these where they need to be at, and just have them ready. So for example, after I call, I'm going to add them as a contact in my CRM. So I might, Billy Jung, address, price point, right? Their email, their phone number. I might take the information from My Plus Leads, that text about his home, and drop that in there with my contact in my CRM. I'm going to tag it again, expired contact, and set these text messages up in my CRM so that I can just trip them off and have them go out. And that way I don't have to overthink it. Yeah, bold trail. Yeah, 100%. Not an issue. The email, subject line, the 100 point expired home marketing plan for 2026. Take this email, copy it, drop it into bold, dub, follow up boss, whatever, save it as a template. Worst case, add it into a document on your computer and just copy and paste it when you need it. But dropping this into your CRM, saving it as a template would work as well. And the only thing you're ever going to change first name, easy. And you remember I said a little earlier, in my plus leads, there's a link to Zillow. You're going to put the link to their home on Zillow right there. And then you're going to put the link to the flip book, whether it's the one specifically for them or the general one, right? You're going to put one of those two right here. The reason you put the one for Zillow is because it serves as a before and after. And no matter how good it looks on Zillow, it's not going to be as powerful as the flip book. And so they're going to look at the link to their home on Zillow. And even if it's still got all the beautiful photos, which it probably won't, even if it did, more than likely it's going to have a Google Street View. They're going to look at it. They're going to go, oh my gosh, right? That's how it looks on Zillow, right? And they're going to be thinking, Zillow is such a great website. Wow, that's how our home looks like on Zillow. Okay, whatever. And then they're going to see your flipbook presentation. And they're going to look at that and go, darn, man, this person is amazing. 26 pages, 27 pages, links, QR codes, text codes, beautiful images, social media, the database, the farm, homes around here, all of this great stuff that they do. Wow. Why weren't we with them before? This email has gotten listings after sending the email. They respond back. Oh my gosh, that looks amazing. Right. And you start having a conversation and you get it listed. So the email is phenomenal. Now, the last two things we're going to talk about today. Now, a couple of things we're not going to talk about. I'm just going to mention them real quickly. And then we're going to end up with door knocking and mailing because it's the exact same thing. The only thing different are the envelopes. Later, you can come back in here. Under direct mail, there is a follow-up letter. So this is meant every 21 days, all right, heavy hitters. Actually, I got this from one of the top direct mail guys. Been a client for 10 years. He gets listings every week for mailing out this letter. He mails it to the expireds every 21 days. There's a link to Canva. You can click on that link. You may have to request access when I give it to you for any of our Canva links. What you will do is go File, make a copy. That way it'll drop it into your Canva account. And now I can edit this, so on and so forth. The other thing I'm not going to go through today because it's already 1 minute. If you give me 4 minutes, we'll be done. But is under the lab experiment, the expired marketing plan. I should change that. But it's just marketing this on TikTok and Instagram. So, there's a lot of really cool things here. A lot of great videos where I can drop this on as a video on TikTok and promote it. I can do it on Instagram and promote it. And even on Instagram, I can include a link in an Instagram story. So take a look at that a little bit later, but we're going to end up today with door knocking and mailing. So right here, door knocking, door knocking. There are 4 things you're going to include when you door knock or mail. Again, watch the Scott Murray video. In fact, I even link it right here because it's a great email. There are 4 things that you're going to include. Direct mail needs to be from Canva and from another person. What? No. Huh? No? Yeah. Maybe follow up that in the mastermind group if needed. All right. So the 4 things for door knocking or mailing. 1, the presentation booklet. So you're going to print it up and you're going to bind it and you're going to make it look nice, whether you do a spiral or a thermal. All right. So the presentation booklet, number 1. Number 2, the cover letter. Notice the cover letter has a QR code. I'm going to show that to you. You don't have to have the QR code. If you don't want to include the QR code, just delete it, right? Just delete it and then delete this line right here. But it is very powerful to have that QR code on there. It just, oh my gosh, it is so powerful to include that QR code. And right here, right where it says cover letter, the QR code will be the same for all standard, right, leads. And I show you right here how to add the QR code. So it's going to be the same QR code for every cover letter for the standard. And if you're going after luxury, you can swap out the QR codes. It's as literally as easy as doing the short URL, like 20 seconds. We're going to have a trash sheet. This is going to be the print up from either Zillow, it could be from your MLS, it could be from My Plus Leads, it could be from RedX. Black and white, circle a few things, and then along the bottom put, I know why your home didn't sell, call me, with your name. That's just on the bottom of it. That is going to get you, that's going to get people's attention, I promise you, as well. And the last thing you're going to include, now you can include more if you want to, but the last required item, the home selling process outline. Click right there. Click. It says click right there. And it's in your listings to leads account right there. Home selling process outline. It's actually right under the introduction. If I click it, it's branded to you, your colors, your logo, your picture. All right, it's all right there at the bottom. It looks phenomenal. It is editable if you want to edit it. And you should have this for a listing presentation. You should use this for a FSBO as well. So that home selling process outline is used in other places beyond expired. The only two differences between door knocking and mailing are the envelopes. The envelope for door knocking is going to be one like this one. I want it see-through. I would take this, I would put everything inside of it as I'm walking up to the door before I get to the door, right? Put all those three items, the cover sheet, the trash sheet, and the home selling process outline, either inside or behind. And, I might have it in the envelope as I'm walking to the door. I might have it open like, like this. And if they answer the door, phenomenal. Hey, my name is Scott Pierce with XYZ Realty here in Folsom, and I saw your home was on the market for 97 days. And I've got a 100 plus point expired home marketing plan that I would love to give you a copy of. It's featuring your home, or, it's interactive, right? 27 pages. And I just want to give you a copy to take a look at. Watch the Scott Murray video, watch the John Summers video. You're going to get some really great feedback from them on talking to people, and take a listing agreement with you. I have literally had people tell me they have signed listing agreements while door knocking. So they knock on the door, they go through the whole thing, they get invited in, they do a tour. And if they hadn't had their listing agreements, they wouldn't have gotten them signed. That's kind of crazy. If they're not home, you're going to leave it behind. That's why we have the plastic thing. Make sure this is showing, put it up so it sits like this, not this, not this, not this, but this. All right. I want them to see it, and I want them to see expired marketing plan. Then you're going to, after you leave, you're either going to call or text. And it says right here, if you do not speak to the homeowner, leave it at the door. And essentially, you're just going to say, hey, Billy, Scott here at XYZ Realty in Folsom. I left my 100 plus point expired home marketing plan at your door a little bit ago, and I'm just calling to, let you know that it's there. And any feedback or comments that you may have regarding it, I would love to hear from you. That's it. Right? Again, I'm not selling them. I'm not trying to set up a meeting right then. And for the mailing, all right, the only difference, like I mentioned, is the envelope. So if you're going to mail, that's the stamp. There we go. And you can do a box, you could do whatever you want, but you're going to do an envelope, because it's mailing, right? So we're going to mail it. We're going to drop it in the mail, all sorts of different colors. I like the black, the navy, and that dark red, I think, are sharp. Any of these are great. You may have a brand. That might be your brand color. That's awesome. Use it. All right. Stay on brand. There's a lot. I only link to these things because, as in case you don't have an idea, you don't have to use, you can use whatever envelopes you want, whatever box you want. The only thing about when we're mailing in an envelope, because the envelope's not see-through, they can't see what it is, whether you do via a stamp, a label, or you write it, put this on the envelope. Your digital 100 plus point marketing plan to get your expired home sold is inside. You want that on the envelope. Yeah, Glenda, I'll put it in here, but it's right here in the school classroom. But yeah, I will put, let me copy link, and I'm going to put that right there. And I'm going to put one more link in as we wrap this up. And that's going to be, if you would be so kind as to give me some post-webinar feedback. I want to make sure that we are providing the best training for you to make sure that you're not just sitting here wasting your time doing something you're never going to take action on. My goal is to get you to take action. My goal is to get you filling up your pipeline, then to start signing listings, then to start getting more listings. Then you're going to do open houses, start doing the just sold, pending and just sold marketing, and make this a beautiful, virtuous cycle. All right. So, learning your listing presentation from listings to leads, learning how to use it to approach expireds, FSBOs, the seller leads in your database, all those things that we've talked about today. Then doing open houses where you get face to face with more of the neighbors and more buyers, promoting your pending and just solds so that you can show success in the market to get even more listings. And then you just repeat. It's actually very simple. All right. Any other questions for me before we go? RuPaul, are you good on that as far as my plus? So again, you're not going to import into listings to leads. You want to get them into your CRM, and you can automate it. My one caveat to you though is I've dealt with people who've had these kind of things automated and they just turn it off. It's just cleaner. It's easier if you just do it by hand. And Paul, what the hell, man? You're on this call and you don't even tell me you're on this call, dude. I'd have used your name maybe, Paul. Paul's an old time client. Scott, you mentioned Canva link. Well, see, but when I mentioned the Canva link, all I was mentioning is that throughout here, there are a few different links for Canva. So, for example, one of them is the direct mail. So, under direct mail, mail follow-up letter, right? Mail, and that's the Canva link. So it's just when you come in here, you're not gonna have access to it. So you're gonna request access. And then when you do, I'm gonna grant you view only. And what you're gonna do is when you get view only, you'll be notified and you'll come in here, click, make a file, make a copy. It'll copy into your Canva account, and then you can edit it and see all of that. Yep. Could you do a challenge for expireds? Yeah, we got to do another challenge. Yeah, we should do another challenge. Maybe I'll do we'll start it in 2 weeks, give everybody, a chance to dial in their stuff and order the booklets that they need to, because seriously, what you want to be doing is ordering 20 to 30 of these from us a month, and your whole mental framework around it is to get these out the door, all right, to the appropriate people, not just to trash them, all right. But my goal is to have 20 to 30 of these standard ones a month. Now, as I'm going through, I see a luxury, it might be 2 to 3 a week. I'm not doing every single one on its own. It's just, if you want to, go for it. I know people that do. I got someone that's got 200. He's got a team account. He's got 200 listings. He does every expired. Now he's got an assistant. He's got, the setup, but he treats every single expired in his area where he creates this specifically for them. Every single one of them. It's nuts. It's awesome. It's beyond awesome, but it's also a lot more work, I'm ready to door knock. Can I edit it and then send for order? Shauna, either get into the mastermind group or just email me, scott@listings2leads.com. So when you order from us, what we do is we will go in, we will set up a listing just like what you saw I did earlier. So it would look something like this one, a beautiful home, Northern California, but it's a beautiful home, Houston, greater Houston, Texas, Dallas, Fort Worth area, uh, you know, whatever. Okay. And then the home would be something appropriate for your area. We would then send you some screenshots to take a look at. We work on your intro, make sure your intro is great. So we make sure all of this is good. And if you want to include, like, for example, if you are with luxury real estate companies of the world, or maybe EXP luxury, all right, just two off the top of my head, not promoting them, nothing else. But you may have other PDFs that you want to include with this. It might be like a few dollars, it might be like another dollar more per booklet, because it goes from like 27 to then 32 pages per booklet. But you can completely add pages, but it'll just make it a little, like a touch more money. Or you can just have them and include them later, right, on your own. Yeah. Yeah, luxury KW. So you may have some PDFs that are, for that program, that would be phenomenal to add to this. So when I go door knocking, I'm going to take, in Shauna's case here, I'm going to include. Now, do I need to have it built into this? Like, where, I mean, it's bound with it? Not necessarily. It could be like sit behind it. You know what I mean? So it's like a supplement. If I'm binding it myself and I'm doing spiral, I could add it here. But that was kind of stuff when I was talking about earlier, where uh, you can definitely add to this. All right, this is like the minimum. I shouldn't say minimum. This is just the required. When I say minimum, it sounds like it's not enough. It's more than enough. But hey, like I said, if I've got KW luxury, if I've got what if maybe I'm not any of that, but I do property videos, I do 3D tours, I do a few other things. I can create some PDFs and include that with all of this. Yeah. Awesome. Well, yeah, Shauna, thank you for mentioning that. That's perfect. Yep. Yeah, Sophie, is it Sophie? So yeah, I should do another challenge. I mean, to be honest, you don't need the challenge is cool because everyone gets all, like, I guess, excited about a challenge, but challenge yourself to to challenge yourself to get into the mastermind group every single day. Leave a comment about what you did. No judgment, no, whatever, because on the first day you're not expected to what's the word I want to use? You're not expected to get 4 deals on the first day. On the first day, what are you expected to do? Hopefully we all know that. And that's why I say you need to learn this like the back of your hand, so that when I quiz you, you pass. On the first day and every day, you should find some expireds. Call them up, send a text, send an email, door knock, or mail. And then follow up, follow up, follow up. If you need phones, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, we got the whole support team. We got email. You can hit me up in the mastermind group is the best place to get a hold of me. But yeah, our support team is live, so they're and if they need help with me, or if you want to have them ask me something, 100%. Yep. Yeah, you normally the mastermind group is a better place to go to if it's a little bit more kind of like not really a support thing, but more of a strategy thing. The mastermind group would be the best place to go to. If it's like, how do I do this specific thing, then that's what support is great for. Does that make sense? But definitely that's what the mastermind group is for, because that way you get access to me, but you also get access to all these other amazing people. Yeah. And I promise you, A, everybody knows about everything. B, you might have some top secret idea. Even if 100 people saw it, only 3 are ever going to even attempt it. And maybe one of them is going to be able to do anything with it. So, sometimes agents get a little scarcity minded, where they need to hold everything to their vest really tightly, when, what, bringing a few other people in, sharing it makes you a better not a better person. That's a little dramatic, but it just makes the whole thing bigger for you as well. Love the mastermind group. Haven't been, but yeah, I know Paul, dude, right? Yeah, yeah. Anyways, I would love to see you in there more, definitely. And I want to see you succeeding here. So make sure you're staying in touch and again, get in there, have your first challenges, comment every single day on what you're doing. And then that way other people can share. I can help direct you a little bit if needed. And within 14 to 30 days, your pipeline is going to start blowing up or, growing to the point where you're getting excited. And then your listing inventory within 21 to 45 days is going to start growing. So it's a beautiful thing. All right, everybody, get out of here. Start taking action. Get involved. I will add everybody to the school group that's not in there. And then also make sure you get into the mastermind group. And that is, in case you're not in there, go to the marketing calendar and you will see, come on, there we go. Marketing calendar, resources, right? Resources, Facebook mastermind, right? YouTube, Instagram, and then your affiliate link. So don't forget your affiliate link. Somebody even this morning signed up. I can't remember who they said, some agent, whatever it was, didn't use the affiliate link. So if you're going to talk about listings to leads, use the affiliate link. That way you get 15% recurring, no cap, no limit. So you get a bonus, we get a bonus, the agent gets and they get 21 free days versus 14 at the website. So it's kind of a win-win-win. All right, everybody, get out of here. Thank you so much for joining me. We'll talk to you soon.